Hello. So yesterday I was on LinkedIn and I made a comment on a post about sort of technology and innovation and looking at data and how records and student information flows in higher ed. And first of all, thank you, Patrick, for the extending the challenge of, okay, so share. Right. So happy to share. And I'm just going to walk through like broad strokes. So we're going to go, there's like too much. So I'm going to start with our philosophy essentially of how we built our tech stack. And then I'm going to get increasingly detailed. It's not going to all be done today in this one video, obviously. But so I'm going to share basically how we approached it, because this really defined everything else that we did. So the first thing was like, you always start with your North Star, right? Our North Star is we want to help build strong communities during a time of really big disruption in the labor market. And we wanted to make sure that career outcomes were front and center. We had to have high engagement. We know we needed technology to do that, but to make it radically affordable, completely debt-free, no reliance on government, we knew that we were going to have to make our operations extremely lean, which is what we did. And then we wanted modern AI-focused curriculum, right? So I'm going to go through this really fast. The very first thing we did was look at the user experience. So in a traditional application admittance enrollment process in higher education, there are a gazillion steps. And I've sort of experienced this on two sides. One is as a leader at higher education institutions and trying to smooth out that process. And then currently as a mother whose daughter is applying to colleges, and even the dual enrollment process is unbelievably clunky. So the first and foremost was the simplest user experience. I always think that at a time at which you can literally buy a car on your phone, or you can get a mortgage on your phone, you should be able to enroll in college on your phone. Endlessly scalable, right? So we knew we needed something, obviously nothing on-prem, SaaS first. We also wanted to pick large companies only. Part of that is just because where we are in our evolution, we don't have space to experiment with a secondary company. Had to be highly cost-effective and cost-efficient. So we needed to be able to get economies of scale. That's pretty common right now. We also wanted to be able to pick what modules we needed of the technology, because we didn't need everything in the kitchen sink. Our goal was to have minimum data movement. What this resulted in was minimum number of systems, right? And so our student record system is actually built in a CRM. It's a low-code, no-code CRM, and we put there all of our technology. Essentially, like that is the core of our experience. So we don't have a separate student information system. We don't have a separate student billing system. We don't have a separate student application system. We have built our transcript system literally right in there. Our academic plans, they are all in a central place. I mean, we also have to use some external tables and some integrations, obviously. We picked vendors whose motivations aligned with our goals. Example of this, when search started changing, we knew that what was going to come next was going to be inline shopping recommendations through Gen AI, and that there was going to be sort of that pulling together of that shopping experience. So we picked vendors who their core motivate, they had to be on the front end of that, right? So that was not traditional ed tech at all. And I can go through the tech stack that we actually selected at another point. And then we also are able to use those systems in creative ways, because frankly, they're not being used by other educational institutions yet. Quality and security, obviously, especially as we pursue our accreditation path, really important. We already have international accreditation. And then low code, no code. This was really important. We did not want to have to start with spending our first capital on developers, because you don't have to anymore, right? So all of our team members have developed competencies in at least 2 of our systems. So we have dual overlap. We're literally running a university with 6 core people plus faculty. And then we have very much embraced the fact that in order to do something like this at scale, you have to be the doer, right? So we are hands-on keyboards, but you have to learn at a pace that you've never learned before. So it's sort of this meta experiment where that's what we're teaching our students, but that's what we're doing ourselves, right? We are constantly learning new technology because you have to. And then AI-enabled systems, right? So it's really important that all of our systems from the very beginning had, first and foremost, internal AI tools that you could use, and AI student experience. So interactive chatbots, that was absolutely first. I believe we were the first university nationally that had AI coaches in every single one of their courses. And then also integrations with AI tools. And again, there's like sort of 2 levels to that. One is, can you use external AI tools, but how can we automate things? So now we're moving to agents being able to complete some of our daily tasks. We've been doing things with bots, obviously, for months and months and months. And so that's really how we approached it. The only way to do that is through what we like to fondly refer to as, we're just making up words now, as a hyper agile approach. And so we reprioritize twice a week. So we have our Saturday stand-ups and then our Wednesday morning stand-ups where we're like, okay, what needs to change? What's taking too long? What's not working maybe quite correctly. And I think I had a super proud moment a couple of weeks ago where I did my first sort of highly complex set of integrations myself with my dear friend Claude, and it worked beautifully. So yeah, so that was our philosophy. So that's step one, right? And I can go further into some more of those componentry of it. I obviously don't want to get like too far in the weeds because we spent a lot of our own money funding this institution, and that expertise has value, but especially as a female founder, as a mom with kids in private school. So yeah, so that's the first part of how we approach even the selection of our tech stack, which is incredibly lean. I am so proud of it.